Okay, let's talk about what Britain owns and who owns Britain. Church of England, Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. Despite the steady decline in attendance, somehow the church is still rich. This video is about the Church of England. That does not get the Vatican off the hook. But for today, they own 105 acres of British land, from farmland to commercial properties to investment funds. They still benefit from land that Henry VIII stole from the monks. The island had been full of monasteries, and the church seized and ransacked all the beautiful books. If you watch my Book of Kells video, that is not exclusive to Ireland. Ye also were very beautiful at art, but the church burned the books. And it still owns a load of land, farmland, houses. The church is hoarding housing while people in Britain are homeless. Who's next? Hugh, 33 years old, worth £9.4 billion, owns 140 acres across England and Scotland. This includes the entire of Mayfair and Belgravia, the most expensive commercial real estate in the world. This family got their land because it was gifted to them by William the Conqueror. They pay 0% inheritance tax because of a tax loophole. This guy is the current CEO, another patsy, for the Crown Estate. The value of the Crown Estate is £20 million, and that does not include offshore trusts. It's private. It's not even owned by the Crown. They took the trust to the Cayman Islands when they confiscated Charles's head. It owns everything, from the forests that they use to hunt foxes, to the wasted golf courses up in Scotland, vast amounts of commercial properties. The seabed around the island is owned, and they continue to collect profit of over £300 million a year and give 25% of that to Charles, whose head they didn't take, but we might. This is Richard Scott, the 10th Duke of Buccleuch. I don't give a fuck what that pronunciation is supposed to be. You're Buccleuch to me. He owns Scotland, and the Gaels would like it back. 200,000 acres. 200,000 acres of Scotland this man owns in his private trust. And he couldn't buy himself a toothbrush. Their family fortune came from mining, came from slavery, and came from land enclosures. I'd say eat him, but he looks disgusting. He continues to profit from tenant farming and heritage tourism, which is Donald Trump going to golf in Scotland. This is Cadogan Estate in Chelsea, and this is the man who owns it, stole it, inherited it, won't give it back. It's worth £6.5 billion. Their ownership can be traced back to the 1700s, where pirates came from. This family controls entire neighbourhoods, parts of London where people live and pay rent. It's all owned by him, and luxury shops and flats. And he is protected by a wall of tax evasion and trust shields. There is at least £170 billion. I'd argue 10 trillion when you cover everything that they stole. Owned by the peerage in offshore bank accounts. So let's get into the real ownership of Britain. What's in the trusts? Part 2, deep diving into the trusts. And part 3, a later video, is going to do a full expose on the colleges, because they also have a huge role in this. Oxford and Cambridge are grooming houses and financial fronts for empire.